So, if you've listened to my channel, you know I've got beef with the American healthcare system, especially with overdiagnosing, overmedicating, and overpathologizing quote unquote abnormal behaviors. But there's another major factor, in my opinion, that needs to be discussed and addressed. Now, many people endorse that social media is a root cause of mental distress in our population and in our world. And hopefully, I can add a little bit of context to why I think that is. Hey, I need your help growing my platform. If you enjoyed this video, click the join button, subscribe, donate to the channel, or sign up for membership. I'm worried my channel's being suppressed, and I need your support to extend this grassroots movement message and get us back to prioritizing progress over profit in medicine. In our current world, it's not just big pharma, it's not just big business interests or the lack of government regulation or the lack of any recent or current administrations actually putting our well-being first. There's another force that's been building over time, especially in the last 20 to 30 years, that, based on my understanding of how our brains communicate with themselves, is a major factor in driving us all closer towards insanity. And the problem is really twofold. One is this massive expanse of informational awareness driven by technology, driven by social media. Two is our, myself included, absolute addiction to said information. So we've got these brains that are absorbing massive amounts of information at an exponential rate compared to our predecessors. When that information reaches our limbic system, aka our reptile brain, what we call our instinct, I've heard others call it System 1, that part of our brain that reacts to new information automatically and instantaneously, aka our mind. What happens in this mind is that new information, or our triggers, seem to bounce around in some really interesting and unique ways. Predictably, first, our minds seem to prioritize how new information from our current and conscious I, here, and now experiences are related to our past personal first-hand experiences and the outcomes of those experiences that are all encoded within our memory, fear, and emotional centers. Now, in our world, that new information is also bouncing off of an explosion of secondhand experiences, things we've seen or heard about through social media, through technology, through the news media, or even seen and heard about third hand, things that our friends, our peers, our coworkers talk about after they witnessed it secondhand through technology, social media, or the news media. And that's still not even the craziest part. What's unique about the human mind compared to other known species of advanced intelligence that don't quite reach the level of human intelligence, chimps, dolphins, whales, is that we're also creating a third type of information. It's called derived information, where we're endlessly and simultaneously imagining unique ways that our current experiences may relate to seemingly unrelated past information or experience. Then the most important of all that information is projected to you. This I, here, and now, Men in Black, Orion's Belt guy part of you that acts as the gatekeeper in your frontal lobe or your prefrontal cortex, deciding whether to pursue action or whether you should inhibit your impulse or your System 1. Now, when you put all three sources of information together, the progressively increasing amount of past firsthand experiences an individual has the exponentially increasing amount of secondhand experiences one has in this 2025 technological boom, and the astronomically unimaginable way all of the first two, along with your present experience, can be related together in unique and dissimilar ways, is insane. Stephen Hayes, the founder of ACT and one of the theorizers of relational frame theory, has stated before that our minds are able to relate more things together than there are molecules in the universe. You still wonder why we all seem to be losing our fucking minds a little bit? Disclaimer, this podcast is for informational purposes only. The information provided in this podcast and related materials are meant only to educate. This information is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice. While I am a medical doctor and some of my guests have extensive medical training and experience, all listeners should consult with a medical professional, licensed mental health provider, or other healthcare provider if seeking medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment recommendations. Nothing stated in this podcast, nor materials related to this podcast, including recommended websites, texts, graphics, images, or anything else, should be treated as a substitute for professional, medical, or psychological advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Or, put more simply,
if you need help like this guy, call your own doctor.
Thanks again for watching and or listening. If you're passionate about the subjects I discuss on the channel, do me a favor, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share, sign up for membership, join me in this fight. There are a lot of powerful, well-funded entities that don't want you to hear my message. So do whatever you can to make our voices heard by as many as possible, and let it be known that these are problems that we're demanding be addressed in our society. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or challenges to the information I've presented here, I want to hear it. Feel free to reach out on social media or email me at renegadepsych@gmail.com. If you know of expert guests or allies with critiques of the broken, overpriced American healthcare system that could help promote and grow the channel, please connect us. Thanks again for listening.